And don't forget to like the video and share it with your friends, and enjoy the show. Well, girls, if you decide to go to the lake tonight, you're going to be in for a surprise. It's going to -10 and snow tonight. We're supposed to get like 15 centimeters of snow. Do you want to be at the lake for that? There's already 2 gone down to the lake. I think these girls are going to go. They can fly back. But the creek was frozen this morning. And we are supposed to get somewhere between 10 and 15 centimeters of snow tonight, so these birds are going to be in for a big shock tomorrow morning. I wouldn't be going down there, ducks. Well, they're going to be in for a surprise tonight. They flew down here on me. I came down here actually hoping to head them off and use Doug to force them back to the yard, but by the time I got down here, they were already airborne, flying over top of me. So there's these 2 that are left, the 2 females, which I know they're going to fly. But there's a big weather warning on the internet right now. It's supposed to go down to like -5 or -10 tonight, or maybe that's tomorrow night. Maybe tonight's only -5. But the big snowfall's coming on. We're supposed to wake up tomorrow to 10 to 15 centimeters of snow. But just 80 kilometers south of me, they're calling for above 0 and rain. So who knows what we're going to wake up to tomorrow here. Oh, here we come. Come on, Matt. Almost did. I was too close to the creek. If I'd been standing against the bulrushes, I could have followed the birds better. I screwed up. But that's it for tonight. So hello everybody and welcome to the Duck Adventure for November something. I don't know what day it is. I'm still editing cull videos. I wasn't even going to videotape today because I've been, well, I'm doing a bunch of things. I'm getting some heating installed in the shed. I got to rewire the metal shed because the cull, I have more ducks than I had last year. I don't know the final count. I think it's 13 more ducks, more birds than I had last year. So I've got to increase my capacity here. And the only option I had was to take the big heater out of the barn, which I never used because the barn is so warm with all the ducks in there, and put it in the metal shed. So that's going to cost me like $2 a day to run that big heater when on severe weather. But the ducks, I have to have heat in there because that's the shed that, you know, the little Muscovies the very first year got frostbite because the shed holds no heat because it's just a metal shed. So I've got to run this big infrared heater at $2 a day during lockdown, which is going to suck, but I got to do it because I've got all these extra ducks. So I figure if I put, based on square footage, about 22 to 24 ducks in the metal shed, it'll take the pressure off. There'll only be a roughly, you know, just around the 58 birds or something like that. I don't know the exact number in the barn, which will make the barn a little easier, not so packed. So it'll actually spread it out a little bit. But it's going to be a trick, you know, at night, putting, you know, like 20, 24 birds in the metal shed and then putting the rest in the barn. And it's going to be an interesting winter, guys. But at least I've got the buildings to do it. And I just got to, like I said, tomorrow I'm rerunning some wire. I'm going to turn the power line that runs to the shed into a 220 volt so that I'll have enough power going there to run this heater because it's already got a heater running for the bathtub. And it runs the electric fence, so I can't put any more power on that one single 15 amp 120 volt circuit. I've got to increase it to 240 volt. So that's tomorrow's project. But today I took the heater down out of the barn and washed it all up, cleaned it up, and so that I can put it into the shed. So, and plus I'm editing the big cull video, which there's like, you wouldn't believe it, guys, I shot like over 3 hours worth of footage because I had the cameras just running while I was working. So I'm trying to edit it down to a, you know, so you can see what happened here without all the dead time and the downtime and just the nonsense that goes on when you're screwing around, and the fact that, you know, the plucker died on us and we had curveballs. Things didn't go right. So I wasn't even able to film today. And that's why I'm running the camera at the end of the day, because I've been, you know, working away, getting things ready here for the winter that's coming tonight. By the way, Doug got into a fight with something today in the bush. Don't know what it was. We were out here working in the yard, you know, doing winter stuff, and Doug came back with his face all bloody. His nose was cut open. I don't know what he got into, but he's been running the bush all day. He's actually right now just took off into the bush again. Something was in the bush that Doug got into a scrap with, because he sliced the end of his nose wide open. I was in the garage and I opened the door and blood just pouring down his face, but it was a nose wound. So he got into a scrap with something. I don't know what. I might even be a cat for all I know. You know, there could be a feral cat around here, but he didn't do any barking in the bush. He's been running like a madman. He's very excited today. But he got into a scrap. He had a war wound on his face. But it could have been a cat, because he has gotten scratched on the nose before by cats, because he's not aggressive towards cats. He's very curious, but the cats freak out when he goes near them. They don't know that he was raised with cats, but he was very active today. Extremely active. A lot of running into the bush, a lot. And he knows I'm videotaping him. Alright, I'm gonna put the ducks in the pen here and go back to editing, because I've got to get an episode up for you guys tonight. And I can't believe this footage I shot. I didn't realize it, but at one point I had 3 cameras running simultaneously. So I'm trying to edit it together so that it makes sense, but some of it's, you know, just garbage, because, you know, the camera's running and, you know, it's just nothing's really happening worth watching, you know. But I'm so happy that I had a brainwave, you know, about the metal shed, and, you know, be able to, you know, increase the capacity here for the cold, because I was worried about the lockdown, you know, because cold winter, we have a cold one, and the ducks have to go into lockdown, and that barn, it's just not big enough to, you know, for the amount of birds I've got this year. Like I said, I don't have the number off the top of my head. I've got it all written down on the kitchen table, but I got more birds. I think it's 13 more birds than last year. And last year was tight in the barn, so I didn't want to, you know, jam that many birds in the barn. It's too hard on them, too stressful. So like I said, I'm doing electrical tomorrow, and I'll give you a shot of all that kind of neat stuff I'm doing. Yes, guys, another thing too, we got another Muscovy went missing. The girl that was stuck with the dirty feathers, you know, Angel's friend, missing. Haven't seen her in 2 days. I don't know where she went to, but she's just gone. I've looked all around the yard and there's just no sign of her. So I think, you know, when she was pulling her chest feathers out, that it was, you know, the beginning of the end for her. It's the only thing that makes any sense, because now she's missing. Doug, we're not hurting yet. Oh, another Muscovy just flew away. Oh, missed it. Okay, I think Mo and this new Muscovy Drake here have got the hots for this little girl. And I think she's an original breeder. I can't tell. It's the light level, I can't see the bands. I think she's got pink bands on her legs. Look at the size of that new Muscovy. It's almost as big as Mo. Doug. Oh, Doug has already broken up a couple of Muscovy mating matches. Let's go to the lake. Let's go see the Renegades. Doug's just wound right out. Now there's the Renegade females. The 3 males, Mo, obviously not here, but the 2 new males are, they don't come down. I think it was only the Mo's offspring males that were coming down here, because I don't remember seeing the big giant males down here with these girls. Which, by the way, guys, the 2 big males that I kept were from Fry's hatchery, so they're new blood. So if Mo becomes a problem this year, I'll just turn him into Burger. But these Muscovies, they're going to be in for a rude surprise tonight. We've got, well, it's going to be either a nasty, wet, cold night, wet-wise, with rain, or the temperature's going to drop enough that we're supposed to get that 10 to 15 centimeters of snow. So I'll be probably coming down here to get these birds to come home, which I'll throw the pivot heads on this time. I really wish I would have had them on that morning. It was frozen. It was really quite a show, and actually I kicked my bum the whole time I was trying to get the ducks home. I was like, oh, I should have the camera for this. The other ducks aren't coming down here to the lake. They're not even doing the creek action. They're staying in the yard. The rebel Muscovies. And the water's so cold right now, guys. Like, it's on. Well, this morning there was ice in the bay. It was all ice. That's how cold the water is. But the last couple mornings, I've been having my coffee looking out, and you know, like quarter to seven, I mean, it just starts getting light out. Muscovies are flying out of the pen, and then I'll come outside at 9, and you know, and they're back in the pen again. So they're, you know, they're coming and going as they please. So they know where the food is, and right now it's premium pellets in the pen. So which I have one feeder that's got scratch in it, and the other feeder's got pellets, and they strip the pellets and leave the scratch. So I'm mixing today. I mixed the scratch and the pellets together. I'm going to I think I'm going to blend their food this winter, not give them pure pellets, because you know, that fishy smell on their eggs, I want to see if it gets rid of it, you know, if I mix the feed. So I'm positive it's the feed that causes that fishy smell. The fact that king hole duck smelled like that, exactly like my eggs do in the winter, and you know, and for the life of me, I couldn't figure out why my eggs smelled like fish, you know, you know, because I'm not feeding them fish. So it'll be interesting to see if blending the food stops that. Well, Doug and I come back from the lake, and they're going into the pen. It's strange how this time of the year, like, they're going in before it's dark, because you know, in the summertime when it's this bright out, they have no interest in going inside the pen. But the fall comes, you know, and it's like, you know, there's about 20-25 minutes of light left, but yet the ducks are going into the pen. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. And the ducks only do this in the fall and winter. You know, they'll go into the pen early. You know, it doesn't make any sense. I don't get it. Because, you know, if this was summertime, they'd be outside for another hour. They would be outside actually till it got dark, and then plus another 20 minutes. But, you know, this time of year, you know, they're going inside before, you know, it's even remotely close to being dark. It's like there's still, like, I think right now it's only 4:30, 4:45. Like, there's another half an hour before it gets dark. Oh, there's a Muscovy that didn't go to the lake. They'll be mad at me tonight because I blended their food. There's two Muscovys. I think we have 51 females. I think that's what the final count is. I'm not, like I said, I'm not too sure. I haven't got the numbers done yet. I've been getting ready for winter here and you know, trying to figure out how I'm going to take care of this many ducks with a little tiny barn, and you know, and then I got that problem figured out. And you know, moving gravel around. I've been filling holes in and putting patio stones up by the bathtub and re-leveled the bathtub, and I've been doing a lot of things. Contrary when people think, you know, I don't post videos, but I've taken a day off. There's a lot to taking care of animals, you know. Sometimes you got to put the camera down and just focus on getting things ready for their their welfare, basically, because we got some serious weather coming here. Months of it, actually. Months, and I got to make sure that I'm ready here, so because I've got more birds than I've ever had, you know, to take care of over the winter. But 51 females, that should give us, you know, a good batch of eggs when it comes to spring. We shouldn't have, you know, any problem getting enough eggs to hatch a lot of ducklings. And don't forget to like the video and share it with your friends.